Hello my friends and welcome back to my channel. I hope this recording will be a bit better than the last one that disappeared when I should load it up. So we are going to continue to make some neutral decorations for this one. So I will put this away for a while and take some papers that I started with yesterday. It's the one that we made down in the kitchen, and some of the prints that we also did on a recording, and some old newsprints from 1933. And of course I have some more different things around me, but that's the plan, to do some more decorations for the journal. So I think I will just do a little, take this one. I know this is the A5, so we can keep the size how we want it. This was a little bit too big for that one, so maybe we should save it. This was perfect in size, so let's use this and make something more of it. So when I put these on the pages, I sometimes use them as pockets, and sometimes I just decorate them and have them as a background. That depends on where in the journal I put them and where I am in the journal. I'm just pulling some different papers. So I'm thinking we have these old labels, and I think we're going to use one of those up here. And these are copies of them. Sometimes I use the originals, and sometimes I think it's good enough with the copies. This time I want to do it a little bit smaller than the original, so then I use the ones that I can cut without getting bad conscience for ruining the old paper. That's nice, but we want some background for that. I think we use some cheesecloth. Giving it a little bit of distressing. little more distressing. I'm flattening it out a little bit more when I glue it down. So this will just be so we can put on the cheesecloth on the back of it like this. Using a little bit of distress ink to tone the white down. And then gluing everything down. I want some old book paper. Just going to paint a couple of color swatches on it. So let's do some free-handed. That's nice too. Piece of paper towel so I can take off a little bit of the water. Putting on some watercolor on top of the acrylic like this, and just give it a little bit more darkness. Let's put that to dry. That one also needs to dry a little bit more. So let's put this aside for a little while. Something like that. Maybe even something more. I think I want to use a book page that isn't righted on. Let's take one of these old ones. Another layer for the background's sake. So we can see that it's layered. I think we need some textile. I'm not sure where this is going to lead, but that keeps happening all the time, that I change my mind and don't know what to do next. I think they call it intuitively. Take it as it comes. Okay, we can leave this a little bit and do the other one. Do something more on this too. It stayed when it has dried, at least. Wasn't sure as it was, I think it's acrylic ink. Or maybe gesso and acrylic together. This is just a painted background when I have painted. So it's a totally ordinary book. Nothing old or something like that. This is a thick piece. To smush it a bit. But it's something about it that I like, so I think it will get a place here. It's always nice to have all these small painted pieces or decorated things. So these pieces is done when I have less inspiration for something or waiting for a new project. And I can sit down and just intuitively make something, paint, and use some modeling paste or spackle or something like that to make some dimensional pieces to use. So let's put this down. A bit of texture too. Some embossed roses. Now, need to move it further up. I want this one down here. Put it a bit in an angle. Don't ask me why. I absolutely have no idea why I put that way. This is some tracing paper pieces that I have saved, kind of leftovers. Put a little distress ink so get some more color behind this see-through piece. Will look a bit crazy when I put it on now with the white glue, but it will dry clear, so you won't see the glue later on. I think I need a little label. And these are copies of the old labels I have in my stash from an old factory, so you can't find them anywhere if you are looking for them. I think I might sew around that with the sewing machine when the glue is dried, so it's secured, as it's so stiff when it's plastic. But we will leave it like this for now. So let's take one more. Can do one more today. I think I want to use those. I have a little tutorial how to do these pieces when you sew them together and get them to look like they have been placed like this when you sewed them. But there is a little trick about that. This is also a copy from my own old papers. So it's from Sweden, from 1816. This is also original old pages from books, so they are fragile. So it's perfect when you have some sewing thread in them. Get a little bit more sturdy then. A little bit of embossed paper. Give it some more texture. I don't want to cover up this totally, but I want to put something on it so it looks more natural, like a just something small. Just so it feels like a little note that someone had put on top of that leaf. So let's take the journal and see if we can maybe put at least some one of them in. So I will go and sew some of the pieces of the paper on my sewing machine, and then I will be back and put them into the journal. They are sewn in the sewing machine, and I have also done some embroidery on this one, and also a few stitches on this one. So I actually think I want to have this on the first page. And I'm going to just measure it and take off a little bit. Lengthwise. And then I'm just going to glue it down and leave it hanging out over the other, and do it as a side pocket. I kind of had that feeling I wanted to start the journal soft. And then we have the pocket here. Okay, like that. The more neutral colors. Taking off a little bit so it won't be bulky in the spine. That's okay. So doing the same with this one. For now, I'm leaving it open as a side pocket. I can change my mind later if I don't like it that way, but for now it will be a pocket. Needs a little bit more glue. We have the double paper. Okay. A little bit of the blue tone peek out, and I don't want that. Like, take the other piece on the page that is from the same paper. It's a bit too much bluish color, I think. That needs a little help from a friend. It was a little big. And I just felt like it could need a little piece of textile too. Just on the edge, so it's a little bit more sturdy. So now it's nice and sturdy, so we can glue it down. Going with the same concept here. gluing it down as a pocket, and I can change my mind later if I would like to just have it as a background. But you can't make a pocket if you have glued it totally from the beginning, so it's easier to start like this and decide if you want to keep the pocket or not. You can even leave it for the new owner to decide. Okay guys, we have three more pages done. I'm searching. There we go. Make sure that it hasn't glued together with any other page. So number 1, number 2, and then we have number 3. And this one I did yesterday when the recording didn't want to load up. I really like this first one with the white acrylic print. That is something I need to do more things of. Paint over the eco-dyed paper and still get the texture, and then do the white prints. Need to do some more of those before the winter is coming and taking all my leaves away. So that will be a project to save some of these leaves to use for the prints. So go play, and see you soon again. Bye bye from Sweden.